All right, time to take a look at the WORKPRO 20-volt cordless brushless impact wrench. Okay, oh, nice. So 20 volts, it's always something I like to see, and this is a full 2 amp hour battery. It's a standard clip style, which is kind of interesting. Most of the time I usually see it on the front, but I actually like this design, so it kind of clips in from the sides. You can also see that we got 3 contacts, and they are pinching in the center, which is good, so we know it's going to make good contact. This is kind of interesting. They actually label what they are, so we can see we got our positive here, negative, and then a common. This is another thing I like to see. We actually got an indicator to tell us how much charge we got on it, and this one came with 3 bars, so it is partially charged. Okay, so we got our clip and we got our charger. But it inputs 120 volts at 50 or 60 hertz, and it outputs 20 volts at 2.4 amps. It does have feet on the bottom, but it also has these hook spots, so if we want to, we can mount this to the wall. And on the top, we just got those 3 contact points. I do like that it sits at kind of an angle, so we can put the battery on, we don't have to worry about it falling out. And then a green and a red light. That is a nice thick metal clip on here, so that's good. So this is going to be what you want to use if you're going to be like hanging this off of your belt loop or something like that. So if you need to climb a ladder to get to something, you can use this and you'll have a place to put that wrench. Check that guy out. So nice and heavy. I can see that we've got a hog ring on here on a 1/2 inch drive anvil. Nice feeling trigger. They do have the forward and backward buttons correct, so right side for the forward and then reverse for the thumb. Got a nice rubberized handle on here, and we can see it is brushless, so there's a few things about this that make this one very nice. The first thing is, of course, that it's brushless. That means it's going to have more power, going to last longer, and you're not going to get that smoke smell that you would normally get with a brushed motor. So brushless is definitely the way to go. The second thing is just more power, so this thing has 370 foot-pounds of torque. So that is quite a bit. To put that in perspective, the lug nuts that attach most wheels to cars, those are tightened down to about 100 foot-pounds of torque. So this can knock those off no problem. The third thing that I can tell right away is that this is nice and short. So what that means is we're going to actually be able to fit this inside a tighter area, so we wouldn't be able to fit a longer torque wrench. So nice compact size. This thing is pretty darn awesome. So I was wondering where the screw for the clip was, but they actually installed it right here. So we got a spot here or on the other side. So depending on whether you want this to be mounted left or right-handed, you can do that. Oh, check that out. This actually does have a light on it. That's pretty cool. We also have our high-low toggle on the base. Now if it's in reverse like it is now, you're not going to be able to toggle that, but if I put it in forward, you can see that's on high, and I can set that to low. Cool. So if I want to have more control over that speed, I can use that. And we also have a tether point on the back, so if we want to strap this to our body, we can do that. And then we also have our instruction manual. This does say for the low, it's 295 foot-pounds, and then for the high, it's 370 foot-pounds. So I always like saying that so you can dial that in so you're not going to be over-torquing something you don't want to over-torque. And that's 1,800 revolutions per minute or 2,200 revolutions per minute. Also 2,600 BPM and 3,200 BPM. So I like to impact wrenches with hog rings because that means I don't have to worry about lining up that socket right with that hole. Yeah, that thing worked pretty darn well. Now, I'm not going to use this to drive that lug nut back on because this has 370 foot-pounds of torque. I could potentially warp that rotor. This is a very strong impact wrench. So use this for taking it off. Use hand tools for putting it back on. So yeah, that is an awesome impact wrench.